The only way Gloop Spirit would be played is some kind of combo that is easy to pull off and very consistent. Twig isn't very consistent, and also Twig has much better combos like Malagos. Potential in Quest Druid, but Corridor Creeper. If Corridor Creeper was still 5/5s, this would be a broken combo. But if I'm being honest, I'm gonna put my boy in a red here. Oof. Another recently released card. We're going from the freshest to the oldest. Omega Assembly. Go ahead and type Omega in chat. I know you guys want to. It's okay. You can type Omega. There it is. Omega Assembly. Discover a mech if you have 10 mana crystals to keep all 3. This is powerful. 1 mana, draw 3 random mechs. I'll get 3 random mechs. I like it. I like it. It's just really versatile. Good late game. We have to see every single mech to really be able to accurately judge it, but it can't be bad, right? The value you're getting off this is really nuts. And there's the new warrior mech, which gives you a really high chance of getting it, because right now this is the only warrior mech, which means it has a 400% increased chance of being discovered, as all class cards do. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the green here. Some kind of control mech warrior with Dr. Boom. I love this card. This one. Pogo Hopper. 2 mana 1/1. Battlecry game +2/+2 for each other Pogo Hopper you played this game. Best case scenario, on turn 1, you coin Pogo Hopper, Shadow Step Pogo Hopper, Shadow Step Pogo Hopper, and you open up with the turn 1 5/5. And the next turn, you top deck your second Pogo Hopper, and you drop it as a 2 mana 7/7. All for the commitment of 4 very specific cards. But that's, best case scenario. Pogo Hopper, obviously synergy with all the bounce cards. Shadow Step, Youthful, Vanish, I guess. Anything that copies minions and put more copies in your hand, like the new Rogue card, the new Gang Up. But I think it's bad. Unless, okay, let's pull out the Gang Up dude. Let's pull out the Gang Up dude. This is just almost strictly better than Gang Up, except for the fact that you can't target enemies. So this is the new Gang Up. 2 mana 3/2 Battlecry. Shuffle 3 copies of a friendly minion into your deck. I love it. Never fatigue. I'm afraid for people in Wild because Mill Rogue just got way better with 2 extra copies of Gang Up and Cola Oracle. You're playing this, you shuffle this in. Do you really want more Pogo Hoppers? It seems hard to make it work. Shadow Step, some people already run, but that's about it as far as ways to bounce minions. What do you think, chat? It's all right. Give me some green, or give me some red, or give me some yellow on where you think Pogo Hopper should go. It has the potential to be built around. Like your entire gameplay is just dropping big Pogo Hoppers after big Pogo Hoppers with Lab Recruiter and just like hop, 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 shadow, hop, 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 hop. Oh, there's also the Rogue Secret, right? Cheat Death, which can give you another Pogo Hopper. It has the potential, but I think it's too gimmicky, too much right now. Oh, it says Lab Recruiter here. I'm gonna put this in yellow. I think a card with this ability, Battlecry shuffle 3 copies of a friendly minion to your deck, is always gonna be relevant. Because, you know, mill strategy, rogues can draw a lot of cards. Not to mention this thing, right? Myra? Unstable element. You might be running some kind of very specific combo deck with Rogue, and you're burning through all your resources. You have Myra. That means you can go a bit more reckless with your card efficiency and just get them out of your hand. And you just Myra once you are very confident that you'll hit some really key pieces. And Lab Recruiter essentially can act as an insurance if you need a couple more turns, or maybe Lab Recruiter is part of the combo, you know. Lab Recruiter, some Malagoses, play Dorian, draw 3 Malagoses with Prep Sprint. But, you know, it's very janky. But I think something like Lab Recruiter is always going to be useful. Myra. Oh, man. Rogue's getting some really fun toys. Ooh, I want to talk about the Priest Legendary. I got plans for the Priest Legendary, but we'll take our time. Bright Nozzle Crawler. 4 mana, 2/4, Death Rattle. Summon a 1/1 ooze with Poisonous and Rush. Man, this guy's annoying. If you let your opponent pop it, they can use it to essentially target down one of the minions on your side. But it's weak. The 4/2/4 body gets traded up by all the 4 drops. Your opponent would need a way to ping off the 1/1. Alright. It's turn 4. It's my turn. What do I want to do? I drop this thing. Ha! Any minion he drops next turn I can kill by sacrificing my 2/4, getting my 1/1 ooze rushed poisonous, and running into the minion I'm targeting. Let's say my opponent has the board. Oh no, he dropped the Chill One Yeti. It's my turn. I drop this nozzle so I can kill that Chill One Yeti. He uses his Chill One Yeti to trade in. He's a hunter, so he doesn't have a way to ping it. So now I'm left with a 1/1. Toast, you can lab recruiter the ooze for 3 1-mana assassinates. That's not a bad idea. But it's very combo based and you're hoping they don't kill it on their turn. In my opinion, Val Spine Slayer's a thing. It's technically one more, but until Val Spine Slayer rotate out for rogue single target removal, just can't be competed with. It's Huffer. Oh, poor Huffer. Look at his eyes. He's so scared. It's okay, Huffer. Cybertech chip. That's right. I'll add a random mech. Oh, it's all your minions. Give your minions that. We had. What did we have? We had. Infested. Sorry, infested. Infest, which was 3 mana and gave you random beast. Now we can assume the value of beast and mech are the same. Oh, I don't think that's true. I think mech is a little better than beast. Good synergy with Unleash the Hound, but I've never seen a card like this really take off. Going off historical observation, cards like this rarely gets played. It's all about Spell Hunter. There's no minions for you to use this on besides your Emerald Spellstone Wolves, right? And if your opponent didn't clear your Emerald Spellstone Wolves, you're hitting them for 12 damage, and you're probably gonna win. And Unleash the Hound. Yeah, I lean towards bad. Star Aligner. Three minions with 7 health. I'm assuming it counts for itself, which means you just need 2 other minions on the board with 7 health. Keep in mind, it's 7 health, not 7 plus health. It ain't gonna work with your 8 health minion, or your 9 health minion, or your 10 health minion. It only works with your 7 health minions. If we're looking at this from standard, what druid card are 7 health? Or cards that druid run that are 7 health? Doomsayer? Yeah, this is crap, but I do look forward to pulling this combo off. What about other classes? Shaman. Grumbo is 7 health. I think Calamos is 7 health. How can you pull this off on the same turn? Let's assume you have an empty board. How do you pull it off on the same turn? Toast. Q block with Doomguard. Ugh. Gross. I mean, I guess in terms of the class that can most consistently get 7 health minions, Skull of Minari into Cube, Dark Pack, Doomguards gives you 2 7 health minions. It's still hard to combo on the same turn though, but that is accurate. Also, if you have 2 7 health minions on the board already, chances are you're in a great position. If only those Treant Mulch mechs or 7 health, then you can probably run this in the Treant combo. Ah, yes, this card. This card, chat. Xerx's Cloning Gallery, 9 mana. Summon a 1/1 copy of each minion in your deck. Ooh, this one sparked quite a debate. We got people saying it's bad. It's unrealistic. It's unfeasible to pull this off. And we got people saying, this is it. This is the dream. This is what's gonna save Big Priest, OTK Priest, and Priest. But which one is it? Are people dreamers who think they won't draw the minions they need, but then they draw it and then they're left with a crappy 9 mana card that won't pull off a combo? Or are they pessimist who doesn't realize Shadow Vision can get you this card real fast? And you don't have to rely on a combo to win. This could just be a 9 mana, get a huge lead situation. Right? I think if you rely on it as a win condition, so Malygos Felon, 2 Radiant Elementals, and whatever, it will be inconsistent. It will be funny when you pull it off, because you can Mind Blast Smite for 34 damage and instantly kill them. You can throw in a Lyra too, you're right. But it will be very inconsistent, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 different minions. And if you want to be able to Shadow Vision for Xerx's Cloning Gallery consistently, then you can't run too much spells either. So you get this weird situation where you want to run less spells, so your Shadow Vision is more likely to hit it. But you also want to run less minions, because you want to be consistent in the minions you hit. Like, you want to be able to hit Malygos Villain, because you don't want a situation where you have too much minions left over and you don't end up summoning the one you need. Because you only run 7 minions. Then the problem with that is Shadow Vision is less consistent, which is fine. You know, it's a trade-off. You need a taunt. Yep. Big Priest, Death Rattle Priest has potential. Obsidian Statue. I put it in green. I'm a dreamer. I'm with you, dreamers. This card is a good card. That's a good card. This card makes me happy. Of all the OTK combos you can pull off, all the memes, all the fun you can have. It's got it all. LA Giggle Inventor. 5 mana, 2/1 Battlecry. Summon 2/1/2 mechs with Taunt and Divine Shield. Holy. First of all, if this card ever becomes popular, everyone will be running Mossy Horror. No doubt about it. A quintessential annoying taunt that people compare to is Sludge Belcher, which takes 2 hits and up to 7 health over 2 separate bodies through Death Rattle. This is this is also 7 effective health with the ability. Well, I guess you don't count the 2/1. 6 effective health with the ability to take up to 4 separate hits. Every time someone says Defile clears this, I want to I don't know if I'm getting meme. Is that a meme? For people to say Defile counters Giggling Inventor, because that's not true. It's a meme, right? Because I see people review this card, and people in chat always say, easy Defile. I'm like, no, what? No, Defile doesn't, it doesn't clear it. It's a green for me. Reminds me of Rotten Apple Bomb in the sense of it's a good defensive card. And I can see Token Druid or even Zoo Lock running this. Because you get 3 bodies for 1 card. And 2 of the bodies are sticky. So they might be 1/2s, but you can turn them into threats. Similar to Crypt Lord. When Crypt Lord first came out, a lot of people are like, oh my god, it gains health, it has taunt. This is a great defensive card. And then people start realizing, you know what? No, this is also very good as an offensive card too. You know, you buff it up, suddenly it's a 3 attack, 10 health minion. And Giggling Inventor is similar to that, where if you're a Token Druid or a Zoo Warlock, you can turn them into good threats too. I'm putting this in green. Agree? Speak now or forever. Hold your peace. If you got a problem with me putting this in green. It's a card that's good on offense, good on defense, sticky. You know, even if you take just 4 hits and it doesn't get any good trades, essentially just stalling, it's still good. Still good. I like it. Biology project. We're doing druids now. We're going in order. Each player gains 2 mana crystal. Okay. The thing that sets druid apart from every other class is they have something called auto manifestation. No other class has auto manifestation. This is some ramp. Biology project, wild growth, nourish ramp, wild growth. Turn 3 O card is possible. You can cut a lot of things for this. You can cut the mid-tier cards. And then just go heavy top end and heavy ramp. Yeah, it is a full mana crystal. So turn 1, you could biology project into wild growth. Which means your turn 2, you got 5 mana. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. On turn 2, you'll have 5 mana, which means you could nourish if you have that too. And if you manage to top deck a wild growth that turn 1, biology project wild growth, turn 2, nourish wild growth, turn 3, master O card. There will be someone who loses to a turn 3 master O card. And then a turn 4 ultimate manifestation. You know what? Maybe they top deck innovate and just turn 3 ultimate manifestation you. But we'll see. Anything that benefits the opponent isn't good either. Because if you play biology project, your opponent can drop a hench thug and start scaling. Or a vicious fledgling. So we haven't had a card quite like this one before, where you get the benefit of it as well. Because there was that 3 mana 2/4 Druid card where I gave each of you an empty mana crystal, but that was 3 mana. And it was empty too. So your opponent got to use the mana crystal first. In this scenario, you get to use the mana crystal first at the cost of a card. I will say that despite that, you'll be able to get better use of it. Because you have Spreading Plague to help against aggro. You have Ultimate Infestation. Draw will be an issue. You'll probably run a bit more card draw. Like, not everyone runs 2 copy of Branching Path. I would probably run 2 copy of Branching Path in this scenario. Maybe you'll cut Ferocious Howl. But you will need more draw, and you will need bigger stuff if you're going to run 2 Biology Project. Landscaping. Let's look at all the Treants card together. Aw, the art is so cute. Dendrologist. And Mulch Muncher. Three mana, summon 2/2 Treant. 3 mana 4/4. You can look at it like that. I know you're not supposed to because this on 2 bodies, but 3 mana 4/4. Technically, people can already run 3 mana 4/4s in the Heimdall Frost Rider. Because let's say you play on curve, it's not going to freeze your minions. But the freeze drawback is annoying. In this case, you get some benefits, such as Mulch Muncher being cheaper. Cheap 8/8 rushes are good. Other Treants are Soul of the Forest Treants. Mana Treants. What's the name of that card? Oh god, I forgot about the card name. Mana Call. Mana Soul of the Mana. Twisting Mana. The 5 mana epic card that turns your mana crystals to treant. Okay, don't tell me, I'm not gonna look. Ah, I remember whining about this every time my opponent played it on turn 5. How do I not remember? Oh god, this guy top deck Living Mana. Yes. When I use it in a sentence, I can remember. Because I've said that sentence a lot of times. Alright. Living Mana. Which would Apple Mana Treants. Cenarius summons Treants too. With Taunt. That's a lot of Treant stuff that's usually not run anymore. And you get 2 cards that benefits from Treants. Mulch Muncher, which is a good card. You know, a rushing 8/8. It's never bad. Especially if it's super cheap. And Dendrologist, which in my opinion is just strictly worse than Arcanologist. Because it doesn't have... Arcanologist doesn't have a requirement, but this does. Yes, this is more flexible, but you gotta keep a Treant alive. Force of Nature, right? Sorry. It's a lot of cards that aren't good. Force of Nature. Cenarius. Living Mana right now is not good. It could change, but the current meta, which would Apple. Like, it's a lot of cards that aren't being run. Soul of the Forest. Soul of the Forest being run in Token Druid, yes. A lot of cards that aren't being run besides Soul of the Forest and Token Druid. So, if you are going to put Treant Synergy, Token Druid would be the easiest one to fit in. And Landscaping kind of plays into Token Druid. It's 2 minions. And Token Druid would love Mulch Muncher, by the way. They can have big guys for very cheap that will get buffed up. You can't use it to go face right away, but it's gigantic ass minion, right? But that's later on. After you've drawn with your ultimate, and you can Whispering Woods into Swallow the Forest. Those Poison Apple Treants. Yeah, you wouldn't use it with Witchwood Apple. Because Witchwood Apple itself isn't a great card. I'll put Dendrologist in red. I don't think Dendrologist is good. However, I will put Mulch Muncher in yellow. I think cost reduction in Hearthstone is insane. Remember Corridor Creeper? Landscaping. I probably slice it in red. But Muncher is nice. Legendary Flopidinus Floop. Floopidinus Flop. Floppy double pop. Boop. You know, we got the combo potential. Is it enough though? $100. Oh my lord. I missed that $100 donation. I am so sorry, Drew. I hope you're still here and don't think I'm some kind of ungrateful streamer. Hey Toast, I'm a longtime fan of yours and wanted you to continue doing what you love and enjoy doing. Love watching the stream and your videos. Love you, man. Oh, thank you so much, Drew. With your $100, I can buy 50 junior chicken from McDonald's, and that will keep me alive for 25 more days. So thank you for saving the stream for 25 more days. Much appreciated, dude. Thank you so much. $100 from Drew. Flopidinus. I'm gonna put it in green. That's a great combo activator. Had a Malagos, had a Hadronox, you're gonna hit a lot of things with this. And get a super discount next turn. It's gotta be green. A combo deck like this. Yeah, I'll put it in green. It's not broken by itself, but it's the things it's set up that makes me very excited. Spider Bomb. 3 mana, 2/2 magnetic. Death Rattle. Destroy a random enemy minion. That's a strong Death Rattle. Doesn't look bad. But is it good enough for Constructed? Not bad cards aren't good enough for Constructed. You need OP cards in Constructed. What does Magnetic do? You can play this card as a buff on mechs. So if you cast it on a mech minion, that mech minion gains +2/+2. And also the Death Rattle. It's a body that they have to clear. And they can't have a big minion on the board when they clear or they lose value. Even by itself, it's not bad. The ability to make it flexible as a buff card and keep the death rattle is always nice as well. It's so unassuming. Like, it seems really plain. But the more I think about it, the more I feel like it's a good effect. It's terrible as like a instant response, right? Your opponent has a big ass minion, you top deck Spider Bomb, and you're just gonna hate yourself. It's like, why didn't I play Deadly Shot instead? But the flexibility makes it very appealing. Even if your opponent uses a removal on it, like a Frostbolt, you're still going even on the card trade. I'll put it in yellow. Initially, I thought it was a red card, but doesn't seem that bad. Celestial Emissary. Sorry, I've been playing a lot of Emissary Hunter, so that name's in my head. Two mana, 2/1 battle cry. Your next spell this turn has spell power +2. The only thing that will make this card good would be this new card. Unexpected results. 4 mana, summon 2 random 2-cost minions, improved by spell damage. So the dream combo would be on turn 6. You play this with Celestial Emissary, and you get 2 random 4-drops for 6 mana and 2 cards. And you get to keep a 2/1. Two mana, 2/1. Is that poop? Is that poop? Anyone disagree? 2 mana battle cry to boost your spell power. 1 spell by 2 damage. That's poop. It's good in Burn Mage. You're just buffing by 2 damage though, right? Nah, it's doo-doo. It's doo-doo. Toast, could you show me that top right card in the red zone? No, this one. Starliner. Battlecry, if you control 3 minions with 7 health, deal 7 damage to all minions. Very awesome effect. Very impossible condition. Alright, moving on. Unexpected results. 4 mana. Oh yeah, I've been through this. It's so cool that it can be improved by spell damage. Usually spell damage only works just to make something deal more damage, but we finally have something that gets affected by spell damage in other ways. Meh. I'd rather run Vex Crow if I'm going for some kind of swarmy zoo mage. Not this thing. It's much easier to build like around Vex Crow. Astromancer, 7 mana. Summon a random minion with a cost equal to the number of cards in your hand. Make this a 6 cost with 4 attack, 4 health, and based on the biggest cost spell in my deck, and we'll talk. But Control Mage will love this. They hold a bunch of cards in their hand. The biggest it can ever summon is a 9-drop. Nah. Well, nah. Against fast deck, this card sucks because you're not going to be holding any cards in your hand. You're going to be using your cards to remove threats. Against slow decks, you have other cards you can run instead that are way more impactful. Like Lich King. Or anything that wins you the control matchup. What kind of mage will have a huge hand? Elemental Mage? Hand Mage with Argos? But 7 mana is still a lot too. Like Book of Scepters, right? Can draw you a lot of cards. Make Mountain Giant very cheap. Seven mana, 5/5 plus 8/8, 7/7. A Luneth. It's not pure ass. But I lean towards red more than yellow. Spiteful Summoner. I'll put it like this. Spiteful Summoner. It's the easiest comparison. Yeah, I'll put it in red. Stargazer Luna. 3 mana 2/4. After you play the rightmost card in your hand, draw a card. Most likely just see this in Aggro Mage. Because Aggro Mage have cheap cards and you want like pew pew pew. Arcane Missiles, Mana Worm, Arcane Missiles, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Primordial Glyph. I'm putting yellow. I would want to see a highlight of someone playing Luna and then getting lethal off it over the course of 3 different cards. Like Frostbolt into Cinderstorm or something. Auto Defense Matrix. When one of your minions is attacked, give it Divine Shield. Most direct comparison is Get Down. The difference, this doesn't protect against attack to face. And this hits back generally harder because Noble Sack hits back for 2. This will hit back for more than 2. It will be based on the minion being targeted. I just assume it's more than 2, like most cards are. Your opponent will play around it just like they play around Noble Sacrifice. I could see this in Wild with Mysterious Challenger. It's not a bad secret, but there's not enough secret synergy right now. There's only Bell Ringer, Hash Slinger. To the red you go. Will it proc if the minion already has Divine Shield? Ooh, I don't think so. Yeah, I actually don't think it will work with someone already with Divine Shield. Annoyal module, 4 mana, 2/4, Magnetic, Divine Shield, and Taunt. Annoyotron's bigger brother with the ability to be attached to a mech. I like the fact that it's magnetic and comes with Divine Shield. That's pretty sweet. Similar to like a Blessing of Kings. 2 less attack, but with Divine Shield, it's a very good trade. What about as a standalone card? As a standalone card, you have something like Lone Champion, but that comes with a condition. A weaker Tovier Stone Shaper, but that one also comes with a condition. Is there a lot of Paladin available mechs? Yeah, hard to say. We haven't seen much of it yet. Can you combo it with the Giggling Tinkerer? Giggling Inventor? I'll put it in yellow. The magnetic is probably the game changer here. We need to know just how much good mechs there are. If there are no good mechs, then I don't like it. But if there are quite a few good mechs, then the magnetic portion is very nice. Kangor's Endless Army. Resurrect 3 friendly mechs. They keep any magnetic upgrades. See, this plays into the card we're just talking about. But it's so hard to judge without knowing all the mech cards. Because this is just pure mech synergy. It's like mech, 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 mech. Your deck is going to be built on mechs. Is there any charging mechs? No, there's not, is there? No, there's no charging mechs. In standard. Also, Voltron doesn't really count. Tells they already said they won't be releasing any mech chargers. Oh, feels bad. Because if you have charge, then you can set up OTKs with cards like this. Okay, Kangor's Endless Army. When you play cards like this, they should have an immediate effect. So either Rush or Taunt is helpful. I'll put it in yellow for now. I want to see more mechs. If they're giving Paladin this card, they should have much more mechs coming. Dead Ringer, 2 mana, 2/1, Death Rattle. Draw a Death Rattle minion from your deck. Insane in Quest Priest. Like bonkers in Quest Priest. Because Quest Priest already run Loot Hoarder. And this is essentially guaranteeing you another Death Rattle. So 2 off in every single Quest Priest, 100%. Other than that, would you run in any other priest right now? No. There's not too much death rattles. Another priest. So yeah, insane and quest priest doesn't really affect other priest. Big priest, you don't run a 2 mana card in big priest. You mess up your shadow essence way too hard. Cloning device. 2 mana, discover a copy of a minion in your opponent's deck. This doo-doo. This doo-doo. This doo-doo. I mean, there might be such, like, most cards. Maybe you can live the dream. You psychic scream your opponent's Shadow Walk into the deck and you clone it, and then you steal it, and then you go off on your Shadow Walk shenanigan. But 2 mana is very expensive. At 1 mana, we'll talk. At 2 mana, no way. No way. Not at 2 mana. Omega Medic. 3 mana, 3/4. If you have 10 mana crystals, restore 10 health to your hero. 3/4 stats are always nice. You never hate 3/4 stats on 3 mana bodies. Hmm. 10 health is a lot. And for cheap too. Would you want any other kind of heal? Well, you can't play this early game. I mean, you can play it for a body, but you don't get the heal. Late game, 10 heals a lot. Against aggro, you're dropping a 3 mana 3/4, which is fine. It's completely fine. Chat, I don't know. What do you think? I lean closer to yellow. Green implies pretty much all the priest wants to play it. And I don't think that would be the case. Like for green, either the entire class runs it, or it's such a huge card in a specific class, or like a specific deck. I'll put in yellow. It'll be played in some priest, mostly control priest, maybe quest priest, but it's not a shove in all priest card. 5 mana 4/6. Death rattle minions you play cost 3 less, but die at the end of the turn. This is weird. This is a weird card. Poor little dragon getting experimented on. But this card is so weird. It tickles the creative juices. Goes, what about egg synergy? Oh god, here we go again. cube synergy. What? Oh. What's the synergy though? Voodoo Doll. It becomes a 3 mana assassinate. Toast, you could cube it. You want to play a 5 mana 4/6, and then you play a 2 mana 4/6 that eats your Reckless Experimenter. Wait, does it even die if you cube it? Wait, if you if you cube a Reckless Experimenter, does the cube die? Because the Reckless Experimenter is dead when you eat it. So the ongoing effect is gone. But you played it. So the question is, does the cube get a debuff coming in when you play it with Reckless Experimenter? Or does it not have the debuff because the aura is gone? So it's been confirmed. Which one has been confirmed? Toes, cube is a battlecry minion, not a death rattle. Carnivorous cube. Hey, buddy. I know you're confused, so let me help you out here. What does this say? You got this part, which is battlecry, but this part is important too. It's a death. Toast ban him. Jesus Christ, you guys have no chill. He might just be a new player. He started Hearthstone yesterday, and now everyone's telling me to ban him. Chill. Okay, A, we don't know how the cube interaction work with Reckless Experimenter, right? And B, you're paying 7 mana and 2 cards for 2 4/6s. Which can have more value if they survive, but... Tells the cube will die if you cube this. Ew. But yeah, I don't think cubing is a huge bonus. You get 2 Reckless Experimenter for 2 cards at the end of your turn on 7 mana. I'm not in love with that. Tells cube another minion on the board. So you play Reckless Experimenter. You play Devilsaur Egg for 0 mana. That's a good deal. You cube it. And then you have a dead cube, which gives you 2 eggs. Okay, maybe you don't cube Devilsaur Egg. What do you cube? It's gotta be something that costs 3 mana, right? My head hurts. It's a neat card. The flavor is very nice. And the effect is very unique. Devilsaur Egg is, of course, the most obvious combo with this. Toast, what about Bone Drake? So you play Reckless Experimenter. You drop Bone Drake for 3 mana. You cube Bone Drake. You get a free dragon. Cube dies. You end up with the board of a 4/6 and 2 Bone Drakes for 3 cards. A lot of people are saying cube. Me. Just seems too convoluted for me. Tells Voodoo Doll is insane with this. That is true. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Voodoo Doll will get discounted too, right? So Voodoo Doll becomes a 0 mana assassinate. With Voodoo Doll, yes. This is a very sick combo. Everything else is kind of like, well, yeah, it might work if we get to keep an Experimenter, or we keep this minion, or we keep that minion. Voodoo Doll is the only one I've seen so far where it's like, that's good value. That's the combo. Put in yellow. I don't think it's green. But the effect is very neat. I like it. Those, if you cube 2, then you get 8. That is not true. But thank you. Menacing Nimbus. 2 mana, 2/2. Battlecry, add a random elemental to your hand. Hmm. 2 mana, 2/2. That gives you value. Random elemental. Not bad. Elementals aren't terrible. This itself is also an elemental. Allows you to curve into a coin Tovier Stone Shaper. Anything it curves into with elemental synergy. Thunder Lizard, but you shouldn't run Thunder Lizard. Earthern Might, but you have Firefly for that. The most similar card is 2 mana 2/2 that gives you value. Raven Familiar. Although that one has a chance to fail. And it gives you a good card. Whereas it gives you a random one. Elemental Shaman right now aren't very good. Man, this is hard. I can go either way. I lean closer towards red, not because this card is bad. It's mostly because Elemental Shaman is not in a great position. Cabal Courier. Tell us this is good with Shadow Walk. Yeah. The non-OTK Shadow Walk version, I agree. You wouldn't run this in OTK Shadow Walk. Those are similar to Blink Flocks. You're changing my mind, chat. You know what? Let's make it easy. Just type the color. Red, yellow, or green. Yellow, 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 green, 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 yellow, 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 green, 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 yellow, yellow, green. Okay, guess it's yellow. It's just something nice to drop. Doesn't curve perfectly into Tovier Stone Shaper, but that's not a big deal. People don't run Tovier anyway. Electra Storm Surge. Your next spell this turn casts twice. Double the lava burst, double the damage, double the overload. Could have synergy with Sapphire, Spellstone, Overload Shaman. Instead of getting 3 extra statues, you get 5 extra statues. Hard to pull off though. This is on the expensive side. Double up on your healing rain. I hate the fact that you double up on your overload too. That makes things so much tougher. If it didn't double up on overload, I think I would love this card. But I still think it's nice. I can see this in Shadowwalk Shaman. Double the Farsight, double the healing rain, double the volcano, double the lightning storm, double the double. Double the unstable evolution, so you get 2 copies of it. No one's doubling Bloodlust, chat. You playing Bloodlust, chances are your opponents are dead. Spellstone, yeah. We haven't even seen the legendary shaman spell yet. The Stormbringer. They haven't released that one publicly. I'm gonna put this in green. There are 4 legendary cards they're supposed to reveal that we know of. Kangor, the legendary mech paladin minion. Luna's Pocket Galaxy, the legendary mage spell. Floop's Glorious Gloop, legendary druid spell. And the Stormbringer, legendary shaman spell. So there's 4 legendaries that they have yet to reveal. But I like Electra. Seems good. Ooh. This is the card type that I hate. Because they ruined my day. 2 mana Demonic Project. Each player transform a random minion in their hand into a demon. To me, this says transform your Shadowwalk or your Malygos or your Velen or whatever OTK sick fun combo deck you were planning to play and turn that minion into some Blood Imp. I hate this card. Thank God it's only for Warlock and it's not like Dirty Rad. Cards like this ruins my day. But it's Warlock only, which makes me happy. Trying to kill my fun. But, you know, cards like this have to exist for a reason. I like it. You can turn something crappy in your hand into possibly something good. A lot of times, Cobalt Librarian become a liability in long matchups because you don't want to play it. You don't want to draw cards at that point. So, Demonic Project allows you to swap it out for something. And of course, if you're playing a slow control deck, your biggest fear is usually OTK decks or combo decks, and this really messes it up as well. Warlocks are getting a lot of card disruption. 2 Nosferatus, Howlfiend combo, and now Demonic Project. If combo decks or OTK decks ever become popular, I can see this being good. I'll put it in green Not because I think it'll be run in every Warlock deck. I think the effect itself is very specific and very powerful. Like, I like it. Me like. Omega Agent. Battlecry, if you have 10 mana crystals, summon 2 copies of this minion. Yeah. It's understated for a 5-drop. Severely understated. Yes, chat. Spam Omega Law. Very original. There it is. Oh, wow. It's turn 10. I play this. I got 3, 4, 5s on the board. Probably played in Zoo, and that's it. Would be insane in Zoo. Toes, isn't this Gali Arena? We only talk about game modes that take skills. Yeah, Zoo would be bonkers. Toes, Zoo usually wins by 10-10. Not usually. But yeah, by turn 10, you're supposed to like be almost there. Like, Zoo's a very board-centric class. They're not necessarily rushing the game to finish. Does feel terrible to not be able to play this though. Until turn 10. Because if you're playing a 5 mana 4/5 as Zoo Warlock, you will probably lose the game by then. Like, it puts you in such a bad position. If you drop a 5 mana 4/5 as Zoo Warlock, is bad. That was what about Dreadlord? Okay, chat. Dreadlord has an ability. I'll put it in yellow. Yeah. Red. Yellow. Ooh. Red. It's turn 10. My opponent plays a 5 mana 4/5 4/5 4/5 for 5 mana. How upset am I? I'm pretty upset if they do that. I would not be happy if they did that to me. What happens if they drop 2 off it? So that's 6 4/5 4/5 4/5. I'd be really, really upset. I'm putting it in green, baby. That's right, chat. I'm putting it in green. And if I'm wrong, you guys are free to Omega lol at me when the time comes. Beryllium Nullifier, 7 mana 3/8. Can be targeted by spells or hero powers. Feels weak. Red. Red. Feels too weak. We'll see if things change once the mechs come out, but not a fan of it. Super Collider. Should be taunt. Yeah, if it came with taunt, it'd be way better. Super Collider. After you attack a minion, force it to attack one of its neighbors. Expensive. Very expensive. But when you force a minion to attack the neighbor, they both get hit. They both take damage. So you're clearing possibly 2 minions. But 5 mana, you're taking damage as well. It's slotted in red. Cool effect though. I like it. It makes positioning more important, which is nice. Dr. Boom, Mad Genius. Oh god. Okay, how do I do this? It's gonna get real messy here, chat. Bear with me. First, you got this ability. And then you got this ability. And then this one. And then this one. Zap cannon. And then this one. Whoo. Roughest thing about Dr. Boom, you're paying 7 mana and a card to gain 7 armor and essentially do nothing for a turn. What's the good thing about Dr. Boom? All these abilities seems really nice. 7 armor. That's a lot of armor. Zap Cannon, 3 damage. Helps clear the board. 3 1/1 micro butts. They come with rush, I hear. Which you can use to essentially deal 3 damage like a Zap Cannon or keep them around or buff them up. Delivery drone, discover a mech. Very straightforward. This is probably the weakest one. But it gives you value. And then deal 1 damage to all minions. All right, all mechs have rush, right? So yeah, of course it'll come with rush. Might be it. Ooh, all enemies. And the mech you can discover from delivery drone comes with rush too, huh? The only hard thing is just playing this without dying, but you do have Brawl as warrior, and you would play this in a deck that runs Brawl. And also Warpath. Warrior has a lot of ways to clear the board, which makes doing something like 7 mana, 7 armor less punishing. I'm gonna put it in green. Ziliax, 5 mana, 3/2. Magnetic, Divine Shield, Taunt, Lifesteal, and Rush. Probably see in Paladin to go with their Kangor's Infinite Army thing. I'll put this in yellow for now. As a card by itself, it's not good. Whiz Bang the Wonderful. 4 mana, 4/5. You start the game with one of Whiz Bang's wonderful deck. You start the game with a deck recipe. You'll get 18 choices. You choose, oh, it's random. No, it's random. Competitiveness, it's 100% red. Funness and new player friendliness, it's 100% green. Because I'm pretty sure any brand new player can get Whizbang the Wonderful within 1 day if they disenchant everything, and which I think they should, because the deck recipe they'll get will be much better than any early deck they'll have access to, and they can play 18 different decks, a variety. So a brand new player should be able to get Whizbang right away, because if you disenchant your legendary from Frozen Throne, that's 400 dust, right? Do you still get weapon legendary for free? And what other legendaries did they give out? What did they give out in Witchwood? They give out legendary in Witchwood. My brain doesn't work anymore. Witchwood gave a random legendary. I wonder if they still give those. The only one I know that they give for free is Death Knight. Yeah, I think I'll do a guide for brand new players on how to get Whizbang the Wonderful within an hour. And they can just play with those 18 decks. I think that's pretty fair. Gives new player a taste of different decks without having to commit too much money. Whizbang speedrun. And anyone can do it. With all the early game resources Blizzard give you, you should have no problem getting Whizbang the Wonderful. And you get essentially 18 decks. That would be... it'll be aight. Tells Whizbang will be free? We'll see. This is Blizzard we're talking about. They have given out free stuff in the past, but... maybe. Because you get a free golden legendary from pre-ordering, right? Maybe you just get the golden version of Whizbang and everyone gets the normal version of Whizbang. I mean, Blizzard gives out free stuff every now and then. And I think Whizbang's a great card to be free. Like Marin the Fox. The Golden Marin was for people who went to BlizzCon. Oh, it was a pre-order. My brain don't work today. But yeah, they've given out golden versions of legendaries as promo and given out the normal version as a free bonus to everybody. They did it for Marin. They did it for Elite Chief Tauren. So if they were going to do a legendary to give away for free, it would be Whizbang. But at the same time, wouldn't they have told us about it? We'll see. Omega Law Defender for mana 2/6 taunt. Battlecry if you have 10 mana crystals, gain plus 10 attack. Four mana 10/6 taunt. Bam. And I'm all like, oh my god, he just played a 4 mana 10/6 taunt. That's a big minion. Sorry, 12/6. It gains 10 attack. That's even worse than a 10/6. Why, Blizzard, did you not make this a mech? And if you didn't want to make it a mech, why did you put it inside a mechanical suit? Just draw a tiger and call it Omega Tiger and have the exact same abilities. Or Omega Tree or Omega, just anything but a card art that looks like a mech. Why, Blizzard, did you choose the most mech looking card art in the game and make it not a mech? It still confuses me. I know I whine about this so often, but why? why introduce this chance for confusion? Toast, it's a defender in a mech suit. That's why it's not a mech. I'm gonna. Who said this? Who said that? Brain dead Ed. The brain dead part makes a lot of sense. I can see why they call you brain dead Ed. Let's look at this guy. Mech Junior Thermaplug, which is the name of this leopard gnome. He's controlling a big ass mech suit, but the name refers to Mr. Baldy in there. And guess what? What's this? Heck. So don't give me that whole goblin in a suit is not a mech BS. Alright? I Toast. The guy wait, what did this guy say? The guy driving the mech is a mecha gnome. Mech Junior Thermaplug is not a mecha gnome. What? He's a leopard gnome, not a mecha gnome. You ever raid Nomergon in World of Warcraft? Because I did. Mecha gnomes don't exist in Nomergon. They're in like, what is it, Udom or something? Like Path of Shredder. And in this case, people would just say, oh, well, this is referring to the machine shredder. It's not talking about the goblin and the shredder. Doesn't matter. All I want to bitch about is why. Why? Just Omega Tree. Here. Blizzard, I'll help y'all. Let me solve all this confusion issue. Let me solve the problem that you're going to have when everyone, when they're playing with these new cards and some free-to-play new player tries to use Magnetic on Omega Defender. And it's like, oh, wow, this is a bug. Let me file a report. Let me send this guy's Toast a Twitter message. Toast, I found a bug. Omega Defender can't have magnetic minions on it. Alright, instead of calling it Omega Defender and using a mech art, here. I'm gonna help you out, Blizzard. I'm gonna do some card art for you. I'm not even gonna charge you. I'm not the greatest artist. Please bear with me. Alright, we got a white background here. Looks like I left some stuff unerased. Let me just get this out of the way. There we go. Why can't I erase this? Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright. Smaller brush. Little bit of dark brown, Van Dyke brown on a titanium white background. Here we go. Some phthalo green. Oh, nice. A nice little tree. Here we go. Here we go. Some leaves hanging off of it. You know, it's very obvious. This is a tree, right? And we're going to change the name. Instead of Omega Defender. We just call this very simple. We'll call it what it is. It's an Omega tree. Just like that. Look at all the issues we solved. No one's gonna look at Omega tree and think it's a mech. They're gonna see a tree. It's like, trees aren't mechs. So I'm not gonna think this is a mech. It's a tree. Tree don't have tags. Okay, I'm done. Oh wait, I'm supposed to rate Omega Defender. I actually think it's close to green. Tell us what about tree and synergy. People will think it's a treant. What about the tree and tag? All right. Omega. Oh god. Okay. How can I turn this into Omega plant? Plant. It's an Omega plant. So we don't say the word tree. Or damn. What's the definition of a treant? Okay, I got it. We remove the wooden part because treant is just a living tree with wood. So we can solve this issue easily. And then we call this we'll call it Omega bush. A bush is not a tree. A bush is not a mech. A bush is a bush. No one's going to confuse a bush for a treant. No one's going to confuse a bush for a mech. Omega bush. People see this, they know what they're getting. Inconsistent issue, dodge. So Blizzard, please, before you release the new expansion, remove Omega Defender and insert Omega Bush. Can we get a petition started? Change.org. Oh, also I think Omega Defender is green. Format 10-6 taunt. I like it. Might be greedy, but I think the 10 attack is crazy good. 12-6. I keep calling it 10-6 because I see the number 10. 10 mana crystal plus 10 attack. So we'll have 10 attack. Yeah, it's 12 attack. Mechanized Pinata. Oh my god. Fortnite is now even being referenced in Hearthstone. Blizzard, why would you make a reference to Fortnite? Gross. Normies. Format 4-3 Death Rattle. Add a random legendary minion to your hand. What do you think, chat? I mean, value-wise, it's pretty good. A format and 4-3 body is not terrible. But when it comes to constructed, you can't be doing stuff that are pretty good. You need to be doing stuff that are, okay, this is OP. All right, this is unfair. I would put it in red. So it kind of reminds me of Arthas. That is true. It's similar to Arthas where it'll give you something that's pretty good. That is, you know, nice, but because the stats are front loaded, are back loaded on the effect, on the death rattle, you sometimes give up too much tempo playing it. No, we're just down to the last 3 common. War Gear. Very plain Jane card. 5 mana, 5/5, magnetic mech. Could use it as a +5/+5. Could use it as a 5 mana, 5/5 with mech. I'll put this in yellow. The magnetic tag makes it yellow. Ooh, this bad boy right here. Right here. Look at that arm. We know which arm he uses to fap. Upgradable frame bot. Now this gotta be good. The stat line is muy caliente. I think the only card I can think of with similar stat line is Druid of the Swarm. The problem with Druid of the Swarm isn't because it's a bad card. It's because it has anti-synergy with Oaken Summons. It has anti-synergy with Taunt Druid, which doesn't make it that appealing to play right now. But Druid of the Swarm itself isn't a bad card. This is buffable. It's a mech, so magnetic stuff goes on it. Great observation, Toast, by the way. It's good in Zoom. It could be good in Token. It's just a very healthy stat line. I'm going to put this in green. Reminds me of Dire Mo. Dire Mo, the 1 mana 1/3, where it's very unassuming. And the stats is so plain. And there's no ability. But it's just good. Just alright. It's alright. And our last card is also our most adorable card. Faithful Lumi. Give a friendly mech +1. Oh, looks so, he's so cute. He's so nice. Faithful Lumi. So 1 mana 1/1 with the potential to be a 1 mana 2/2, but only on another mech. Reminds me a little bit of Rockpool Hunter, except Rockpool Hunter is worth the stats by itself. A 2 mana 2/3 is acceptable. A 1 mana 1/1 is not acceptable. Crap. And also doesn't curve into anything. It's a 1-drop, so you can never play it as the opener. Whereas Rockpool Hunter is a 2-drop, which means it's a follow-up play, right? It's garbage. It's garbage. I wonder why they didn't make it a 2 mana 2/3 +1/+1. Just like Rockpool Hunter will be way more playable. So that's where I put everything right now. I like Giggling Inventor. I like Xerix Cloning Facility. It's the #1 card I'm most excited for. I know there's a fair amount of haters and realists out there who thinks Toast, it's gonna be too inconsistent. You'll never pull off your dream combo. Why are you trying to bring me down, man? Why are you trying to bring me down? Don't rain on my parade. But I would say my favorite card so far. Most meme potential. Most combo potential. I believe. So that's where I am at right now.